Welcome to the Weekly Growl, where bold conversations meet good coffee. Every Tuesday night, Bayou goes live to talk men's grooming, mental health, coffee, culture, and the gear that actually matters. No fluff, no filters, just real talk. This is the show that keeps it raw, bold, and unapologetic. So grab your mug, let's growl.
Comment ça va, mes amis? And welcome to the Weekly Growl once again. Of course, my valiant co-host here, who has been sticking with me through thick and thin. My very sincere and deep, heartfelt apologies for everybody who tried to tune in, and for my replay squad folks who tried to watch. Let's just say that my computer doesn't have enough resources to be able to do all of the things that I've been trying to do with it. So in the foreseeable near future, I'm going to be stuck to doing things like this, which is simple. I'm fine with that. Simple is good. Kiss method. Keep it simple, stupid, or keep it stupid, simple. One of the two. But yeah, so until I get a new computer, I'll be doing it this way, but it'll be fine and dandy. And we can actually hear people.
I like
Speak,
it.
brother.
Hey,
Yes.
what's
Yes.
up? Happy Tuesday. I don't know what you're talking about. This is great. I've never seen the intro. It was cool. I loved it. I don't know why you're not apologizing. You should be taking like thank yous from people because this is good, man. We're like a fighter jet now, flying, fast. I don't know, a little. It feels good. And we have a guest, and you're gonna tell us about the guest because I'm excited.
Yes. We have a guest this week, and he's a friend of ours, obviously, a real good friend of ours. And he's been here before, but tonight he's going to talk about something different, something that is very near and dear to my heart. Well, a lot of things are, but anyway, he's going to tell us about soap, and and I'm not talking about the store bought stuff, that you get at Small Farts or Snarget. It's going to be our good friend Kevin Pitts from Wood Pit Candles, and let's see if I remember how to click the right buttons. It's different buttons. I'm not using my Stream Deck tonight. I think that brings him in. It's not a trend. Wrong one.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry about that. And there, Mr. Kevin Pitts, Mr. Wood Pit Candles, soaps, and of course beard products, which we kind of think those are good too. We kind of like those.
Absolutely.
So what's going on, Mr. Pitts? How are you doing today?
Oh, just ate a big healthy salad. We did a
That'd be-
walk after work. So yeah, we're doing good today.
Well, that's
How are y'all?
good. Go ahead, Steve.
I think I'm a 10 out of 10. I live a pretty good life. I was like background kind of living a more single divorce life, do my own thing, really come home from work, kind of hang out with my parents, walk the dogs, very routine. But today was a 10 out of 10. Except that I had to go back to work. I had yesterday off for President's Day. But you gotta make the money too, right? So
Yeah.
I'm glad for that.
Yeah, we were off yesterday too.
Yeah. Well, I'm off every day, so But yeah, I've been. I did a reset on my computer, and man, I've spent the last few days because I went back home to Washington, check on my younger brother Shane, who had a stroke and is back home now. But the last few days, I've been messing with my computer and about to pull my hair out and come to the determination that maybe my computer just doesn't have enough oomph to do all of that stuff. So
Just have to
it's simplified.
hope that Santa Claus will be good to you later on.
Yeah, he's coming back in April.
There you go.
But yep, pretty good week. It's been relaxing. I know today's only Tuesday, but I've been resting and relaxing,
There you go.
and that's about all I have to report. I'm not into Legos, so I haven't put together any really cool ass stuff like Hogwarts.
No,
Right.
that was you saw that. No, that I was first of all, it's interesting to me because I was never a kid that had Legos. I could never thought I could even like accomplish that. But as an adult with a quiet time, it's very I'll put an audiobook on and I will like build. And I love the Harry Potter series. And like I'm not joking, it is enjoyable with Legos. You build these little things and you don't even know what it is, and all of a sudden it's like this piece of the story you remember. That's kind of a cool feeling that I didn't know before I tried Legos. So yeah, you're missing out if you're not building Legos. I can't say that I'm wrong. I like having a little time for that.
You
Oh,
know, I
I'm
had
not knocking it at all.
man, I
That's
had
cool.
tubs of Legos when I was a kid. Tubs. You know, if there wasn't any burglaries going on in my house, let's just put it like that. You know,
Right.
they would have been got real quick.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
it's
my
Zed.
cousins had Legos, but none of them matched anything.
Right.
So I could consider those to be the imaginative
Mhm.
Lego set
Yeah.
because no matter what you put together, you had to imagine it was something because it really wasn't anything. Didn't even look
know-
like anything.
That kind of ties well into soap, really.
Right. Well, that's what you do is you take Hogwarts, you build it, then you smash it, and then you make something else. Right?
That's it.
That's the point.
As long as you got a picture of it, that's all that matters. You got to have that picture.
It's true.
Pictures in my head, man. But it's funny we're talking about Legos because yesterday was our son's birthday. Happy birthday, AP. I hope you're watching. If you're not, shame on you. He got, I don't know if this is how long ago he got it, but he got a Lego set to build the Starship Enterprise.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's like
Huge.
Yeah. I was like, man, I thought Legos were supposed to be little bitty things.
Oh no.
But I've been seeing some really, really cool Lego sets. It just, I don't know, man. I'm not saying that I couldn't do it, but my hand-eye coordination is horrible, and my hands don't work all that well. So I just don't know if I could put it together and it look anything like the picture does.
We have faith in you. You can do it. You can do it.
If you've never been to a Lego store, we used to take the boys down to Lego Land when we go down. We stay Tampa, South Tampa, Sarasota area every spring break, and we take the boys over Legoland several times. It's just a really great way to be creative in the modern day, and they're made out of a good plastic. It's not garbage. It's a good toy.
It's good.
Oh yeah, you can definitely break
Toys
an
R
ankle tripping over one of them. And
Toys R Us was the biggest Lego land that I got to play in. Like, ooh, that one's never seen that one at Walmart. Ooh, never seen this one at Walmart.
I've actually never played in the Lego land. I don't know anything. Oh, we have a guest. It's my homie Michael Romy. Hey,
Yo.
Michael, we're gonna be talking about soap. Stick around there, buddy. Stick around. You might learn a thing or two. But we're talking about Legos right now. Because Legos are fun and stuff.
So I have two brothers, and my oldest brother. Oldest brothers always decide everything, right? So
Oh yeah.
when there was only a couple types of Legos when we were kids, and now it looks like it's raining on us a little bit. That's all right.
I know, I did that.
But he gave himself like the castle guys, and my younger brother, because he would always get upset, he got the other good castle, and I got like the woodsman people, and that was only in his rules. I could only be given those sets, for my parents, and I don't know, man. Looking back, I don't even think he was in charge at all. I don't even know. He was just lying.
It's highly possible. But Legos are cool, but we already know about leaving them on the floor. That's why I don't walk around my house barefoot ever. Ever.
It's probably
Just
why I
in
got
case.
tender feet now.
Oh my God, my feet are it's just insane how tender the soles of my feet are. It kind of scares me because my feet should be tough by now. I mean, geez, 53 and a half years. You'd think they'd have toughened up by now.
Got some leather on them things.
No, it's more like I got lace on my feet.
Feet
'Cause
are
it
nothing to
ain't-
mess with.
Well, I remember
Yeah.
once upon a time ago, years back, uh, I used to coach at a basketball camp in the summers. And there was a rule. There were dormitories. It was at the high school, but we had bunk beds set up in the classrooms and everything. And the rule was no one was allowed outside of the bedrooms without shoes on.
Mm.
And one night we found out why that rule was so important. The kids are running and playing. One of them comes out, no shoes on. Well, he's coming running down the hall, and one of the classroom doors opens, and it opens out. And he wedged his big toe
Oh,
and foot between his
Ooh.
big toe and that first toe under the door and wound up getting like 12 or 13 stitches. No, not going to do it. No, wouldn't be prudent at this juncture in time. So, yeah, that's what solved it for me and kept me that way. And just, I don't know, it was just something that we always did. It's like, oh, put some shoes on. Why you ain't got nothing on your feet? That's how I grew up. And there's something on stream. Yes, there is. It's Kevin and Steve and Bayou.
No, there's some kind of flashy lights.
Yeah, I'm twinkling.
Yeah.
I thought it was just my. No, I'm not gonna say it. No, I was gonna say the whole point when you were a kid was to get through the summer. By the time you got out of school, you were supposed to be able to go barefoot across the rocks and like the farm and my growing up. Like you would get your feet toughened over the summer. You know, you come out with you got winter feet in the spring,
Yeah.
right? But I don't know. Maybe I'm full of it.
We didn't do anything
I'm
like that.
tender-footed. We had so many stickers in the yard. You don't dare walk barefooted outside. Yeah, no. I was raised on a 1,000-acre ranch. You don't travel outside barefooted.
Well, I grew up in the 70s, obviously, and that's back when we still had the pop tops from aluminum cans,
Mm-hmm.
and people just threw them everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that's why you always had to have something on your feet because those things could cut you really bad. Or so I've been told.
Those are the best things I ever found with a metal detector. Those are my big treasure finds. Whenever I always think I was going out and gonna find gold, and I'd find pop caps.
Man, I always wanted to do that when I was a kid. Get the big long do. I mean, just walk around for hours, but I never did get one.
Yep, and find buried treasure, but instead you find an old Falstaff can. Actually,
Full of
depending on the
tetanus.
condition that Falstaff can is in, that might be worth something.
Do you think that every guy is kind of a treasure hunter at heart a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think we are too. I think there is like you just catch that spirit when you hear about that story of this guy that finds whatever on the beach, that amazing find. And it's not so much the value of it as the something out of nowhere kind of thing.
Right. Well, it's more like Indiana Jones, and
yeah,
we all grew up with Indiana Jones, and so we always, deep down inside, we want to be throwing a whip across and hurling,
saving the girl. Don't forget the girl.
Saving the girl. Yeah.
Always
finding the gems, and then running away from the big boulder.
Right. Getting your hat. Grabbing the hat at the last second.
Romy, I don't think I've ever went barefooted ever. I hate it. Yeah. And he also said feet need to have socks on them at all times. I can kind of agree with that, unless you're wearing sandals. Socks and sandals, just no, don't do it. Please don't. So, what's everybody drinking tonight?
I've got water.
Well, right now I'm sipping on a not so freshly brewed cup of Cameron's Velvet Moon Espresso medium roast with some sugar-free Italian sweet cream creamer in it.
I have
And
Diet Coke. It's not exciting.
Sodium hydroxide.
You're drinking sodium hydroxide?
No, you don't drink that stuff. No.
what, you shoot? Man, you snorted. It makes your beard turn gray.
Is that one of your soap components?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
What does that do?
So, to make real soap, cold press, or even hot press soap, you got to have some kind of sodium hydroxide. There's a liquid form of it to make liquid soap, but got to have that to make everything chemically change into what we now love is a hard bar soap. It'll take fats and
like the catalyst. Is it it's the thing that it drives the reaction for the
correct? Okay. Yeah. So normally, what you would do, just like Legos, is you pick out your oils. You have an idea what you want. However, rules kind of change that sometimes, but you follow a formula. And this is just a simple formula. So in this formula here, we have castor oil, coconut, olive, and palm. And then, your percentage of that. And up top is the weight of it. Like how much are you going to make? And so you follow your process here. You always make your lye concentration or your lye water first. And when you mix water with that, it's going to get hot and it's going to produce a lot of fumes. So you need to do it in a well ventilated area. Don't just do it right above. Make sure you're stirring super far away in a well ventilated area.
What happens if you don't do it in a ventilated area?
You're going to get burned, and depending on how stout it is, it's poison, So
right.
Asking for a friend. That's all.
Yeah. No. Some people do wear the mask over their face and whatnot, and it's always a good idea. But if you know what you're doing and you're safe, you can do it at a distance and just stir it. But then when you melt all your oils together, everything is going to be super hot. So you got to let that temperature cool down. And so at that point, it's kind of a waiting game. You can kind of get ahead of get your mold ready, get colorant ready, maybe your scent, stuff like that. You can go ahead and get done. But then when you combine those two at temperatures of maybe 110 degrees, maybe 115 at the most, all the way down to 80, you can get it pretty low. It depends on your oils that you're using or your fats, because some fats will be a solid, right? Like coconut is a solid fat. Lard, tallow, beef tallow, you get it cold enough and it's a solid now, but that ain't going to work. Everything needs to be liquid. So at that point, you just mix everything together and you keep turning, man. You keep turning. So with pine tar, you don't have to, you can hand stir it, but with just normal soap, you need to get a device that will help you out. And a stick blender is about the best thing for the job. And you just got to keep going with it. Let all those molecules start changing up, and you'll start seeing what they call a trace at that point. And the way I describe trace is everyone likes milkshakes, right? Well, you ever taken the straw out of a milkshake and then you let it go and then you can kind of see your ice cream going back down on top of it? Well, it makes a little line. Well, that's what a trace is in soaping world. And so once you see that, it's kind of the point you got to push the brakes a little bit, and then you start pouring everything into your molds at that point. Whether it's going to be a mold that will, have some shape to it. I mean, a mold's a mold. So, I mean, you can have starfish, or you can have dragons, you can have SpongeBob, whatever, even, something like Legos, pretty much, it depends on what mold. But when you make it in bulk, when you make it in bulk.
That looks like a potato.
But, when you make it in bulk, it's just easier to feel like I make it in 5-pound molds, but there's people that make it in 40 and 70 and 80-pound molds.
Oh.
I'm not set up for that, but I could, but I'm just not set up for it. Yeah, it is. And then you let that set, sometimes anywhere between, depending on your soap and what it's made out of, sometimes it's a few hours, and sometimes, man, I tell you what, 48 hours later, it's still in the mold, and you're just now getting it out, and then you can slice it up if it's, in a stick or whatnot. So, but if it's just in one of these little molds here, you just pop it out and, put it on the shelf, and you got to let it cure. That's the bad thing about soap. Because it's made with water, that water needs to evaporate. Although straight out of the mold, you could use soap. However, it's going to be extremely soft. So it's your longevity of soap is not going to be that long, because hard water, soft water does play into it. But the longer you let it sit there and cure, the harder the bar is. Therefore, the customer gets a harder bar, longer bar. But there are things that play into it. I mean, with the sheet like this, and you can make your own. But there's numbers right here, tell about the hardness of the bar and how clean it will clean, how bubbly it'll be, stuff like that. That calculator that they have made for that, it kind of gives you an idea how that bar is going to turn out if you make a lot of bars of soap, different types. And so, I've enjoyed it. I enjoy about talking about soap. What other questions you got?
Speaking of bubbly, what was it that you were talking about? The pine tar soap and the bubbles or something or other.
So I'll tell you, pine tar soap, and I like to bathe with it. Just bar on body. It doesn't matter if it's normal soap, but it will go straight on the body. And to me, it's always been that way. But when I take this pine tar soap and I make 2 swipes down my beard in the shower, I set it down and then I start getting into it. And then the next thing I know, I'm like a white Santa Claus, just bubbles just everywhere. And then I'm talking about the teeny tiny little bubbles. I'm talking about a lather that is unheard of. And the smaller the bubble, the better the clean. The bigger the bubble, the lesser the clean, if that makes sense, because those tiny bubbles get into your pores, they get locked into the dirt, and they get it out. Now, I'm not saying
like
a
a
big
creamier
bubble.
lather, right?
Yeah.
You get a creamier lather.
Right.
You don't really realize what makes it creamier, but it's tiny, tiny, tiny bubbles, right?
You're right. So the big bubble will get you clean. However, the tiny bubbles is what gets you really clean.
So is
And
that
we'll
why
get,
Don Ho sang about him?
yeah.
Tiny bubbles in the
Uh,
water. Okay, y'all are too young. Never mind.
So with a product like yours over something I could grab at the store, grocery store, what's going to be the difference? Are we going to see a difference in like the type of lather and things like we just talked about? What else would we see as a difference, and why would we want that?
So one difference that I've made is that you can't really buy beef tallow at a store, and that's one of the main ingredients in my soaps is beef tallow. And I'm kind of going back and going back to basics pretty much. Not only with the beard oil, the butter, and now have mustache wax, even though it's not on the website yet, but fewer ingredients. Use the ingredients that make the most sense and give the best product that I can give someone else, right?
So
Gotcha.
I was just going to say the beef tallow, like what does that do differently than you would get like out of how does that impact the soap?
So it'll be a conditioning type ordeal. Like you said, that creamy lather.
Okay.
So from what I've experienced with this soap is that it produces a creamy lather. It gets you clean, but it's not going to strip you. I mean, like every oil off your body, right? It'll clean you. It'll it won't make you feel ashy at the end of a shower. Now, the pine tar, it is a stripping soap, no doubt. But there are levels of stripping soap. Like I tried 20%, and this is 10%. Now, this doesn't have kaolin clay in it like this does. And so that little ingredients being added to it will also change how it acts and reacts, per se.
Now, which one do I have? Do I have the 10 or the 20%?
You got the 20. You got the 20. I didn't have the kaolin clay at the time. And so to me, and the feedback that I've gotten local, people are not afraid of a less browner or less darker bar, because in the past, people have used a dark pine tar and they said, oh, well, it stained my shower or it left, brown on me. And I didn't care for that. I was like, well, I don't know what your experience is. You might need to rinse off just a little bit longer.
Right, that's tough.
I would say so, yeah.
But I've been making soap for 5-6 years now, and you learn little power ingredients and things like that, and just having all these chemicals and all these harsh ingredients, like a Dove bar is not classified as soap. I don't know if you know that or not.
Doesn't surprise me.
I mean, it's a conditioning bar, but it's not classified as soap because of all the chemicals in it. And who wants to put that on them?
Right.
I don't. I mean, I'm trying to trying to go back to basics here, and so I've enjoyed it.
What do you recommend? What do you
Go ahead.
recommend as far as I've run into this a few times where I've had a really good bar of soap, and then like I accidentally leave it in somewhere that's a little moist or somewhere that water gets to it, and I lose half of it or more. So what's the Because you have to treat it like they're more expensive. What do you recommend as far as making sure we get the most out of a bar of soap that's quality like that?
When you're done with it, set it on its side, just
Okay.
like that, as long as possible. If sometimes, you can set it tall ways, but it really don't matter as long as you set it on the side. That way, all the water can drain off the side of the soap because that's your big surface retention area. So if you get all the water off of it, therefore it dries faster, right? And I mean, they make little stands like bamboo and whatnot.
Right.
Um,
And I
that
have
you,
some.
and you can lay them on top of that, and the water will repel off of it, and it'll be higher above the water, therefore it won't ruin the bar soap.
I
But
like what I have. I got it back when flip was a thing.
mhm.
It's this little magnet that with teeth that sticks into the bar of soap, and then the bracket is on the wall and magnetically hooks
Oh,
up,
nice.
and it
Yeah.
will hold a 10-ounce bar of soap.
Ooh.
I've used a big what's the one me and Romy like? They're out of Oklahoma. I can't think of
Duke.
Kingfisher.
Oh, Kingfisher.
Kingfisher has 10-ounce bars, just like uh Puke Cannon, and the same size bars, and my magnet holds it now. If I could go back and do it all over again, I'd move where I put it because I bump it every time I'm in the shower.
Yeah, you
But
always think you got
it's
it in a
great.
good spot.
Yeah, but it's great. I would like to get more, but I don't want to because then I'd have more bars of soap in the shower. And
Right.
I try to use one bar at a time. And I'll be honest, I'm not done with my Kingfisher bar, but that rash that I got on the back of my head, I had to take drastic measures. So pine tar soap it was, and it worked. So
So,
I will vouch for your pine tar soap for sure.
so my last company, we had soap with them, and there was an older gentleman there. He was probably 80-ish. He lives right down the road, and he was going to a dermatologist, and man, he had redness all up and down his arm. And the doctor had been giving him cream for this, cream for that, and I was telling you about my soap, and saying, hey, you need to try it. Here's a bar on the house, just try it. And next thing I know, I get a phone call. He's like, man, I need 10 bars of soap now. Bring them over. I'll give you cash. And I was like, okay, I can deal with that. And so come over, and he's like, look at my arm. He said, all the redness is gone. I've been trying to go to this doctor for months now. He can't solve it. And I used the kid down the road, and all the redness is gone. And so he took a few bars to the dermatologist where he was going in Shreveport, Louisiana, and they were in awe. So, I mean, this formula is not that formula. However, it just goes to show you, with a good bar of soap, it can solve a lot of skin problems, like what he was saying, like what Will was saying.
Yep, and that rash was kind of ugly. Now, it wasn't all the pine tar soap, but the pine tar soap helped a lot. And then my
Right.
wife did the rest. But bottom line, it was cured homeopathically without any
Yes.
prescription drugs.
And that's the best thing.
Yes. And okay, I got another soap question for you. Since I have kind of slightly, just only slowly slithered down this rabbit hole of small batch soaps, I have noticed certain companies that if I put a bar of soap in the shower today, take my first shower, but it'll lather up halfway, half-ass. Tomorrow I take a shower again, it'll lather up great. I put it on the shelf and I don't come back to it for 3 months, and it takes a little while before it starts lathering up like it did.
I have never heard of that.
Okay, and Romy,
That shows the rash.
I don't have it anymore. I shaved my head last night.
Yeah, I would think that once you get it wet and you really get into it, that the water would react to the soap, and at that point you've got bubbles and agents and everything else happening that would make it work. That's weird.
Well, some companies, a brand new bar won't lather up. Worth a flip the first time around. Now, second and third, yeah, be great. But that same bar, if I put it on the shelf and don't use it, it'll be just like it's brand new all over again.
Interesting.
You guys make me want to get good soap again because I have not been getting good soap. I've been doing a lot of body, like just the I love picking out scents of body wash.
Yeah.
And it doesn't ever smell like it. It's like it's in the bottle smell. It doesn't even transfer really on body very long, but it's fun. But my skin doesn't feel as good as it does when I use a good soap. And when I got away from the beard oils, I got away from the good soaps as well.
Yeah. So, yeah. You say that, and well, I forgot how I was going to get there.
Okay.
But okay. So there was this lady at one of the festivals that we were going to, and I was like, hey, we're starting to sell soap. Would you like to try, pick it up, taste it, smell it, whatever you want to do. And she's like, no, I don't want any bar soap. I use only high quality, and I use a loofah. I was like, oh, okay. How long do you use the loofah for? She goes, until it goes bad, like weeks. I was like, oh, so every time you bathe, you scrape away dead skin cells that are in that loofah, and sometimes they don't always get out, and then you keep them in there and they just start compounding, and next thing you know, your loofah's full of dead skin. Really? That's what you like to use? You wouldn't want to use a bar soap? And she just walked away like, So
I'd rather use a big jumbo bundle of live skin. And as my beautiful wife says, it makes the bathroom smell good, just not your skin.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
right. She's right.
It depends on what you're using, because DC, your skin kind of smells it. They changed their formula on their thick body wash. Very disappointing.
Yeah, they used to use beef tallow. They don't use beef tallow anymore, from what I understand.
Well, there's a lot that they don't do anymore, but we're not going to go into that. But
once you get get into the corporation, you got to change stuff, and it's like, wow, this is such a more superior product over here.
It has to sit on the shelf. I know. I remember this from my old days, and has to be able to sit on the shelf for so many years, right? Year or two.
Well, and that's the thing. Soap don't go bad. Right. I mean, it's like wine. The longer it sits, the better it gets. So it's like, why change the formula unless you're just worried about cost at that point?
Probably. It's always cost. It's cost. It's cost before we even talked. It's always cost.
And Romy says he uses his loofah for a year or more. Soap cleans it, right? That's what I thought, and I don't use a loofah. I use washcloth now.
Maybe, it's one of those things, but I've always enjoyed soap straight on skin contact. Just, that's just how I like it.
Chicago Comb has a loofah that's like the rubberized, like a high-tech rubberized material. And I use that with a bar soap. And you can, it has like the little grabbers on it, and you can create a great lather with any kind of soap. Oh. And then that's rinsable. That's like it's called a mufa, I think.
Okay, I'll have to look into that.
I don't use washcloths. I use little microfiber cloths. which make
Okay.
for great washcloths. I use that for my bar soap. And then when I use shower gel, body wash, whatever you want to call it, then I use one of the little plastic loofahs. I've got 2 of them in the shower,
Mhm.
one for DC and the other one for what am I? Oh yeah, I got a big bottle of Everyman snack for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'm using that also, and I use one for each scent. That way it doesn't get confused because
Oh,
you get
yeah.
confused with all those smells. It could happen.
Yeah, because I hate when tobacco smells like pineapple, and then pineapple smells like tobacco. That wouldn't be that
I
wouldn't be
bet,
fun at all.
I bet you somebody's made a beard oil with those 2
Oh.
scents. And it's Fairy Tale probably made has that in their catalog. And you know who I'm talking about. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't, but that's all right. I don't have to know everything.
Well, we'll tell you offline.
Oh, that's fine. It's cool.
We don't use real names here.
Well, and
But
that it's honestly, it's just like my day job at in finance where they'll be talking. I'm the upfront guy. Like I get the phones, I help, I'll take the intro stuff. But if you're gonna talk, I can't talk about I'm not allowed to talk about a lot of things, just because you can get in trouble with it. Promising people
Oh yeah.
things.
yep.
But no, trial and error. It sometimes it does take a few bars, to get it right, or a few times to get it right. But after being a soap maker for 5 years, I can kind of, have a discussion, with a client or another soap maker, and even give them some pointers in what direction or certain oils. And that's where the beard oil part about it with the beard butter, you learn all these intricate parts of what this oil can do. And then when you combine it with this ingredient, it makes something completely else. And man, it's like science. I hated chemistry. I hated chemistry when I was in high school. But now it's everyday life. So
You blinded me with science.
What do you like making more, soap or beard oil, or are they two different? Or what do you think?
Well, it just depends on the day. I really like how you can make a beard oil or a beard butter, and you can use it within hours of it being made, right? Especially the oil, because all you have to really do is not let it burn. You can have it warm, but the butter, you have a heated process, and then you got a cool process because you've got to melt all the fats that are in every butter that you put in there. Mango butter has a higher fat content, and so it will take a higher heat, or you have to maintain it at 160, 180 degrees for like 20 minutes to make sure you render all of that and all those molecules bond together with something else. And that way you're not having a grainy beard butter. So, I mean, those are really fun to make. I do enjoy soap. I've done lotion. I've done liquid soap before. I've, and I'm just going to drop a little bomb. I was talking to the store here in Carthage, and she is looking for a beef tallow lotion. And so I'm going to make a beef tallow lotion.
And we have a question from the audience. Is it hard to duplicate your signature scents for soaps, then oils, and candles due to the chemistry?
So yes and no. Yes, there are certain scents that are not skin compatible with the candle part and skincare, right? But once again, you do your due diligence, you do your research. Every scent that is bought and or made has what they call an SDS, an IFRA, and you get to see all the, what percentages are good, what percentages are bad, what's in it that makes it so bad. And you can, like, for instance, vanilla in soap will turn it brown. The chemical in vanilla will make it turn a dark brown. I don't know the science behind it. I just know it happens every time. So you can't make a white soap unless you use a lot of either something dioxide or a lot of kaolin clay, and make it white at that point. Because
you go in your cabinet and you get out your bottle of vanilla extract, it's brown.
Yeah.
So,
well,
stands to reason that, even though it's not, I don't know what you're using to be vanilla, but
right. But I mean, I still stand by what I want to wear, what I want to on my body, I would want to pass out to our customers. So I want to be skin safe. I want to make sure that we're doing the IFRA checks and make sure that we are well within the boundaries and the limits of each, and try to provide the best product that I can make at that point. So
I want to ask about the beef tallow. What's that going to do to a lotion that you're going to try? And how do I even try some? Because it sounds like it's going to be creamier, right? Or thicker?
Right. It will be creamy and thicker. I've kind of got a formulation kind of thought up and doing my research on those particular ingredients. So I haven't made lotion. Now I've made a hard lotion, like a body butter before, or like I used to have lotions that were like the size of chocolate chips, right? I even tried it in a bar, and I tried it in a tube, but those were all hard lotions. This is going to be a liquid lotion. And so it's a different realm to play with, to experience in. But yes, so you got to be careful with the beef tallow, because the first word, right? It's beef. And if I don't purchase and get my stuff that has been rendered, the fat has been rendered correctly, I can still have some of that beef smell. And that's not, yeah. And no one wants to smell like a big cow everywhere. So I've got to be careful with that. So.
All right. And my beautiful wife is saying maybe make the tallow body butter.
And the problem with East Texas is that we're so close to the equator. I mean, I know that Will is a little bit further south, and Steve, you're way up there, man, and it's never 100 degrees up there.
Oh, we get that. We had that one day.
Day, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the ladies like the whip butter, the whip body butter, and we just can't do it down south. I haven't been able to. I can't ship it, and expect
you can do it. You just can't ship it,
right?
Right. And so that's the biggest problem that I've had. Even just transporting it from the house to the store sometimes. You get in your vehicle, it's 150 degrees, and it's like, no, it's already melting, at that point. So, it's
in your vehicles.
Yeah, but it takes a while.
I'm yanking your chain, man. Just yanking your chain. Yeah, I like whipped beard butter, but it's hard to get it down here because by the time it gets here, you gotta put it in the microwave oven 10 seconds at a time, and then stir it all up and then put it in the freezer.
Yeah, well, it's not whipped at that point. You've made a solid beer butter at that, and you don't get what you pay for at that point.
Yeah. It's not whipped. It's badly beaten, but it's not whipped.
Yes, yeah, severely beaten.
But I've had some beard butters that I've tried that were soft enough and creamy enough where they were borderline whipped, but that was just their standard. And those are the butters that typically I like to use in my beard most because it makes my beard feel good.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I like having the soft beard.
Oh, yeah. We all do. We all do.
Yep. And that's something I didn't know about until I started using quality products.
And some
speaking
guys
of quality
don't.
products, notice the
Some guys
box.
just don't care, and I still get that to this day. But once you actually get them to try it, I said, man, just give me 7 days. Just promise me 7 days. Every time you get out of the shower, 2 drops. Just take it, 2 drops, put it in, and then the next day they might put like 3 drops. So and then one time they'll put so much that it's all greasy. But I was like, just give me a chance. Just bear with me. 2 drops a day after your shower, you'll see a difference. And sometimes they convert, and sometimes some guys just don't care. But
Some guys are just too lazy.
and that too.
They're too lazy. Oh, the less time I got to spend getting ready, the better I feel. Blah blah blah. And it's like I've heard all the excuses. Okay,
Yeah.
do what you want. Yeah, that's
But,
why your wife thinks you stink because your beard stinks.
The thing with the butter and the oil is that once you get it and you work it in, you've always got some on your hands. Well, for us bald guys, we can just rub it on top, just kind of make everything nice and smooth. But then you also got your elbows, they're always kind of sometimes crispy. And it just makes for better skin. So
almost definitely. And it's funny you say 2 drops. You're starting to sound like one of the largest beard supply companies that their recommended dosage is.
Oh yeah, no, and
oil.
These guys have a very short beard. Not. I mean, mine's pretty long. So, but I use a whole dropper on mine, and of course, it depends on your skin, and it depends on your hair follicles and the type of hair you have. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. But if I can just get them to try 2 drops, it's something's better than nothing, right?
Yep, and I'm with you, I'm with you, Michael.
You're saying somebody recommends 2 full droppers?
No, like droop.
Like drops, not drops.
That's not enough for me, and I don't even have a very big beard.
I use 2 to 3.
I think the dime size drop, that's a good. That's
yeah. I mean, like literally 2 drops of the dropper. I mean, just
silly.
Droop. But yeah, no, I mean, for a normal person, anywhere between a quarter of the vial, which is about a dime size, a dime to a nickel.
Yeah, I use 2 to 3, and that's when I'm using droppers. When I'm not using droppers, then I just put enough in my hand that I think it'll be enough.
Oh yeah.
One rule of thumb that I was always told is put your beard all in. 20 minutes later, run your hand through your beard. If it's greasy, you put too much. Well, it's not greasy, so.
Well, different times of year too, and up in Michigan in the winter, like I just finished this bottle of Artius. It's very thick, it's a thick oil.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good for the winter. Yeah.
And I've used Artius for they make a very, very good product. A few years ago when I was contracting for AT&T and I was out in the weather just super all day long, I would notice that during the wintertime about lunch or about 2:00, it was like, man, this thing's getting a little crispy here, so I'd keep another bottle there in the work truck. But like you said, sometimes depending on the weather, it may dry your skin and your hair out a little bit. Absolutely.
Yep. And a gray beard like this, it's very thirsty. I have to keep it hydrated.
And good soap in the winter, same thing, right? We should be using your soap because, again, it's going to keep your skin in better condition.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And we haven't got everything lined out 100%, but we do have the soap formulas. But so here's what we're going to do, and of course we're on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I've made 2 posts about this, and we've almost got everything. I haven't got with my wife yet and looked at all the suggestions, but what we're going to have a just nude, no scent. We call it Purely Bare.
Really bad.
And then we're going to have a pine tar, right? But then we're going to have 2 men's scents and 2 lady scents. And then that way we kind of cover the ground of everyone. And at that point, like on the men's, I'm thinking like maybe barbershop. That way you get that really clean scent. And then maybe man cave or
That's what I was going to say, man cave.
or molded vessel.
All right, what's the man cave scent? Describe it to me.
Oh my God.
Go
He
ahead.
redid it. He redid it. It was good. It was, don't get me wrong, it was great the way it was, but now I've tried, it's been what, 3 iterations now? We're on
Right.
Formula 3. Yeah. Second formula was like the drastic change, and I don't recall why you changed it, but you made it go from being the scent man cave to, I can't say this on a live stream. When I smell that, I don't think of any at all, any even slightest tiny bit of being a man cave. It's like sex in a bottle. Let's just put it there.
Is it like cologne scent then?
So it's very leathery, very cologne-y. It's got musk and cedarwood in it. I want to say there is maybe some vanilla in it also. But yeah, I mean, 100% top notch. I really hit that one out of the park there.
Oh, definitely. I told him he needed to call it date night or something like that. He said, "Well, I already have one called date night." I was like, "Okay, well then, second date night." It's that good. Yes, he really did well with that one, and you know, it's wonderful when you get in connection with folks so you can become part of the research and development teams for them. Because then you get to smell the new smells. And
yeah, like I made a barbershop not too long ago. We hadn't had barbershop in the 4+ years that we've been, well, now it's been 5+ years, but in the prior years, we haven't had a barbershop, and I don't know why, but it was just one day it was like, I need to have a barbershop. And so going back to the basics, right? The basics is a barbershop. I mean, that's what we grew up with, had that talc powder slapped on your neck, when you go to the barber. And yeah, no, and it's a very, very good, it does have the talc smell, but I like a little bit of leather in it. And it just mingles so well.
yes, it does. I think you really ought to bring out a soap like that. And my personal recommendation for your pine tar soap, you ought to have 10% and 20%. But either way, I like it, no matter what. But yeah,
well, thank you.
Barbershop would make for a great soap scent, and maybe even a candle.
Yeah, no,
there are candles in the works.
Absolutely. So we will have the bigger tins this year. They're not on the website. I know it's tax season, so it's like I'm trying to get all the taxes done, and then we've had some issues at our church. We've had some holidays at the church, and then and I've got a wedding coming up that I'll be officiating. So I've been working on the script on that, and so I'm a busy boy. I'm a busy boy. So
are those like thumbtacks or push pin tacks? What kind of tacks you in season for?
Oh yeah. try not to get those tax.
Yeah, that was reminds me of the old Bugs Bunny cartoon when he's telling his nephew about the tax, and they threw all of the tax in the river, and yeah, carpet tax. That's what it was. It was carpet tax. Yeah, yeah, that kind of stuff.
Well, if there's any questions in the in our group, I've only seen one really. I'm
And
sure they.
also, folks, if you want to reach out, I hadn't put it in there yet, but it will be as soon as we get off of the stream. I will put it in the description, uh, the website for Wood Pit, and you can contact Kevin there. And I tested it out; it does work. If you put your email address in, it
Yeah,
sends you an
sometimes
email, and now it doesn't tell you that it's forbidden. It actually will take you to the website unless you go
sometimes
through a
it
VPN.
does go into your spam folder if you do sign up for the website. So just remember that it does. Google or AI in general is starting to get more advanced and send certain things out that are automatic. So
Steve sent me a reply to my first email, and that wound up in my spam folder. I'm like, wait a minute. I manually entered his email
Oh,
address
yeah.
into my address book. How
Oh,
was
yeah.
he in the spam folder?
So you already got me as spam. All right.
Yep.
No different anywhere else.
And the sad part is, I get other crap that comes through that the spam filter doesn't catch. But
Right. Stuff you
why?
need.
Why?
Stuff you need isn't there.
Yeah. But I'm one of those very inquisitive type of people that before I empty my junk mail, I go through everyone, make sure that something didn't fall through the cracks. And due to the fact that there was only one message in my spam folder, I was like, oh, well, this will be an easy one. Oh hell, it's Steve. Oops.
Let me ask you this. Would you pay a little bit of money each month for a more efficient email service? What if Gmail said, we got Gmail Platinum and we use AI and we'll never do that. That'll never happen. Would you pay for it?
No.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking but those are all the kind of little things, little features that are going to start to pop up with AI
Yeah.
that it can do for us.
I'm sure it'd be great, but I'll save my $9.99 a month or whatever it would
Right.
cost and just do it myself because I'm on a very, very fixed income. And yeah, my budget, this is already eating into my budget now because I'm going back to using Restream again. Whereas all these other tools I was using for free, but I need a bigger computer to use those free tools. So those free tools really aren't that free after all.
Well, it doesn't hurt to go back to basics. So
Yep.
it
And
works.
yeah. Speaking of going back to the basics, my wife says I use beard oils. Works better than expensive women's hair oils. That's going back to the basics. She jacks my stuff so she doesn't have to buy any.
Well, no, she did ask about giving any thoughts to women's hair oil, which I did make a face oil for ladies and men, but more directed for the ladies, and it didn't sell well. I made a few bottles, and I mean, I had absolutely banger ingredients in it, and it just didn't sell well. But once again, consistency is the key. And with everyone's busy lifestyle, even some of my testers were like, oh, well, I skipped 3 days. I was like, what? How you skip 3 days? Well, I
Right.
forgot about it. And it's like, okay.
Well, I
But
think another problem is the ladies really don't know much about the beard industry and the products
Mhm.
and the ingredients that are used in these products. Because if they did, there would be a a mad rush on supplies because it's a whole lot cheaper than high dollar stuff you buy at
Oh
these
yeah.
little stores or these boutiques and whatnot. And in a way, I'm glad that the ladies haven't caught on to that yet because of the law of supply and demand. But in a way, I'm also a little disappointed because I know that there are some folks out there that make some just really amazing products, and we're having trouble getting the bearded population to realize it. Probably
And
having
the
even
biggest
more
thing that I
trouble to
tell
get the ladies to.
biggest thing that I tell everyone, lady, men, if you don't buy my product, that's fine. But don't buy a product where the first ingredient is water, especially if it's supposed to be like a beard oil or a hair oil. If the first ingredient is water, I said put it down. You're buying snake oil at that point.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always put beard oil if I like wash my hair and it doesn't style good. It looks whatever. Beard oil will give it a little bit of a style ability, a little bit of a
Mhm.
look without like the hairspray like hold
Oh yeah.
down or any kind of like I'll use beard oil more often than not in my hair.
Yep. It is good for the hair, good for the skin, good for everything all around.
Absolutely.
And will you look at the time getting away from us? We might have to start doing these earlier. We've been going at it for just over an hour now, and I think we've worn out the questions for the times being. But like I said, anybody wants to contact Kevin, you can catch him at
Yep.
woodpitcandles.com. Is that it?
That's it.
And I
Or
will
we're
have that.
on Facebook, Instagram at Woodpit Candles.
Yes. Check him out. And want to thank everybody for popping in. I want to thank my replay squad who will be watching this tomorrow in their day, and that means you too. Any final parting words, Kevin?
A cleaner you is a better you.
I will definitely agree with that. And any words of wisdom from you, Steve?
Nope. Have a great week.
And don't step on any Legos.
Right.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to get on out of here. But thank everybody for tuning in. And remember to be kind. Everyone's fighting their own battle. And not many people will let you know that they're fighting a battle. But a smile, a hello, a wave, simple things can make all the difference in the world. So be nice because you deserve it. And
Oh
always
yeah.
remember and never forget it's not a trend, it's a lifestyle.